CopBlock Radio. Welcome. We are live this Wednesday, October 15th, 2014. So good to be with you. Derek J here.
Centurion.
We got DEO across the tube. Say hey, DEO.
Arr, how's it going?
Hey, good to be with you. Arr, what are you, road pirating out there?
Pirating again, yes. Arr.
And this is CopBlock Radio. You can call in, share your stories of police abuse or police accountability throughout the week. We prefer accountability. I'd love to see those videos. We've got a great video of a peaceful resistor of the week. You can call in 413-418-COPS. It's 413-418-COPS, or send a Skype contact request to CopBlock Radio. It will be accepted, and then I'll put you on the air. We've got a chat room at lrn.fm where we are broadcasting live audio, but you can also catch video of this program on our YouTube page and on derekj.me. So, DEO, what have we got today?
To start out with, we have Miss Jody Westby, who is the lawyer in Washington, D.C., who stopped the police from messing with a black handyman that she knew personally, who they mistook for somebody who they got a call about in a completely different neighborhood. So, apparently the police in D.C. got a call about a burglary or a break-in or something like that in a Washington, D.C. neighborhood, and they came out. They went to the wrong neighborhood. They were in the wrong section of the neighborhood, and they saw a black guy walking down the street, and it was a white neighborhood. So they basically information, all that stuff. And Miss Westby was coming down the street, and she basically said, "Hey, I know this guy. Where the was," and she was like, "You're
so we got a video to show with the audience now, so let's play it.
We have a call. There's no secret Excuse me, what address did you get a call for? What address did you get a call for? 46. Pardon? What number, please? Thank you.
You don't even know my sister. She's 50-something years.
Dennis, let me handle this.
I know.
Dennis.
If by chance she verified you work here, I have no
It's
problem.
4602, and you're in the 4500 block. That house isn't even in this neighborhood.
He's coming.
So beat it."
He's coming with facts.
No.
He gets loud and boisterous.
Because you're accusing him.
Didn't accuse her anything.
I'm sorry, but you need to get your officer.
I'm telling you, because most police
You're
officers
in
know
the
who
wrong
I am.
neighborhood. You're not
Most of
supposed
them
to
do.
this
Did
call.
not accuse him.
Oh,
as of
you do,
yet.
kid. You're accusing me.
No, where was he coming from? That's what everything else he got.
She has. She refused
I built a
to
property out here. I know every part of it.
Your video.
Refused anything.
Come on, Dennis.
Sir.
He said you can go.
No, because
Come on, you're coming. Come
and she
on.
don't even know my sister. My sister metropolitan police. I'm disabled.
Come on. You just come with me.
I know it.
No, stop.
No, hold it.
I got
She
it.
doesn't have the authority to stop him.
You know?
You need to tell her that. Because I'm reporting this. I'm an attorney, and this is wrong.
That's
Now,
wrong.
please leave our neighborhood. Come on.
Would you like a card? Ma'am, would you like a card? Here you go.
Yes, I do want your card.
Sit down then. Let me go
do want
get
your
the card.
All other police officers know me. They know me down the street. They know me.
Just because he's black doesn't mean he's here to rob a house. He works for us. He's been in this neighborhood for 30 years. Now go find 4600 Foxhole Crescent.
Wow.
Wow.
So,
Boss.
okay, reactions to that video?
Nice.
Like a boss.
Indeed.
Yeah.
She's a hero, or heroine, as it were. Jody Westby coming to the aid of black handyman Dennis Stuckey, who had been stopped by 2 officers. And we are getting a phone call at the moment. Let's see who this is.
Yeah, she did agree to call.
caller from the 202 DC area code. You are on CopBlock Radio.
Hello.
Hi, thank you for calling in. Is this Jody Westby?
It is, yes.
I can't
thank
hear
you.
her.
Hi, thank you for calling in.
My pleasure.
We just watched the video of you heroically standing up and coming to the aid of handyman Dennis Stuckey. Thank you so much for having the courage to do that. Was that your first time interfering on behalf of a person stopped by police?
Oh, I don't know. I have to think about that.
Because it
I
seemed
mean, it was
natural.
It was not an unusual response for me. I would do that anytime.
I'm so glad. Because what I enjoyed about it most was that if everyone did this, then I think the world would be a better place. But so few people exercise the courage that you showed to stand up. It's not easy to speak to authority figures like that, or it's not easy for me. Is it easy for you?
It's an interesting question, because I've been reading all of these things online about everyone saying, if I was a black person, I would have been shot or arrested or tasered or beaten up or something.
So you think this was racial motivated then?
No, they're just saying that if a black person had tried to intervene the way I did, that the police would have responded very differently.
Mm-hmm.
And that none of that ever occurred to me. I mean, why shouldn't people be able to have a conversation with police about an incident if it's unfolding and help them determine what's going on, especially if they have facts, which I had. And so it's been interesting. I've thought about it. I've also thought that I'm a little bit like my beloved Rottweiler who died, Caesar, who was simply fearless. And he would go charging off into the night, and I would go, God, doesn't he even stop and wonder what's out there? But I didn't even think about it. You know, Dennis was in danger, and I just went out there and said, what are you doing, and why are you doing it, and what are you responding to? And it was just a completely natural reaction for me.
Now, do you think that the police stopped him in that neighborhood because of his color?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He didn't stop him. He was sitting there on a low wall by my driveway where he commonly sits during the day.
Yeah.
With his little bags beside him on the grass. He was parked, sitting there. It's like kind of the height of a little bench. And he was sitting there and talking across the street to the neighbor's gardener.
So did they make him sit on the sidewalk?
Yes.
Oh, man.
He made him get off this little bench, that little brick ledge, and sit on the curb and the gutter.
Unbelievable to treat someone like that. Yeah,
because you could see in the video how he was sort of splayed on the curb. Is because he's been injured. His leg he's disabled. He has a bad limp, and his leg isn't fully functional, and so it's hard for him.
So how did your complaints go? Is it still in the process, or
what complaint?
You said you were going to file a complaint on that in the video. Did that go through?
I said I was going to report it.
Oh, okay.
Which I certainly did through a video that's now gone viral. But I wrote a post yesterday for my Forbes blog and posted it, and called on the chief of police of the District of Columbia, Kathy Lanier, also another white woman, to stand up and do the right thing. Stop denying that her officer had saying that there was no misconduct, and to apologize to Dennis, and to establish some programs against racial profiling, police brutality, and institute some training programs.
I think those are all wonderful suggestions. Jody, can you hang with us for another segment? Yep. Okay, terrific. Yep. We have to take a step away for a moment, but we will return with Jody Westby. She's the attorney who stepped in on behalf of a man who was being harassed by police. This is CopBlock Radio. You can call in 413-418-COPS.
Shiny badges on your jacket. Shiny badges.
This is Davi Barker from Shiny.
I can't hear her, Derek.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm that's why I'm not saying anything, because I'm like behind because I'm listening on the computer.
Okay.
And muting my microphone.
Okay.
Are you there?
Yes. Hi there. So we have a 4-minute break at the moment. Thank you for calling in, by the way.
Yeah, definitely thank you for me.
And we are just switching over some audio cables. One of our co-hosts isn't able to hear you, and so he was silent throughout the last segment. I want to see if we can bring him in. So I'm going to be shuffling around some cables for the next 3 minutes, but if you just hang tight, we'll play some ads, and then we'll be right back.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just give me a heads up.
Cool.
I'm doing some other things, and I'll just put you on speakerphone.
I sure will. Thank you.
Thank you.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you got to keep you and your get intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadati.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm. It's all free, so sign up now at updates.lrn.fm for news updates delivered to your email box, facebook.lrn.fm to follow our Facebook page, and twitter.lrn.fm to receive our tweets.
Ross Ulbricht was arrested by the FBI in 2013 and charged with victimless crimes in relation to allegedly operating the Bitcoin-based Silk Road black market. He has been in a prison cell awaiting trial ever since. If he did it, he's a hero for making the black market a safer place. If he did not, he's a man wrongfully accused. Either way, if you love freedom and want to end the war on drugs, Ross and his family need your support. You can learn more and help fund his defense at freeross.org. That's freeross.org.
Imagine someone in your community getting in their car, turning on the radio, and hearing the Liberty Radio Network. You can make that vision a reality with your own micro radio station. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how you can put our programs on the air in your area. You can have LRN.FM running around the clock, and you can even add in your own local shows. Building a radio station is simple, but programming isn't. That's where LRN.FM comes in. Learn more at broadcast.lrn.fm. That's broadcast.lrn.fm.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come
DEO.
to sort of be...
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, very good. And let's see. All right. Hey, Jody, we are coming back in just 10 seconds.
That's shiresociety.com.
Okay, thanks.
You're
Can you hear Jody?
No, I can't, but do what you got to do.
All right, great.
This
We
is
got
the
it.
Liberty Radio Network.
Just, I'm glad she called.
Okay.
Like I said, just tell her thank you for me.
CopBlock Radio, you're listening live at lrn.fm. It's Wednesday, 10 p.m. here on the East Coast, 10:20 p.m. This October 15th, 2014. Centurion and I just came back from cop blocking, in fact, in Winchester, New Hampshire.
That's right.
How did it go tonight, Centurion?
It went really well. We interviewed some people, some brutality and some oppressive cases there from the Winchester PD and the town, and interviewed a really good brutality case that might go to federal court.
I want to hear all about it, but first we've got Jody Westby on the line, and she's calling in from Washington, D.C., where she's been the subject of a viral video defending a man who is being harassed by police. I think it takes a lot of courage to do this. She says she didn't really think about it. Like, it was just something that you felt compelled to do. Is that right, Jody?
That's right. That's just how I am.
And how long have you been an attorney?
Since 1989.
And what types of cases do you take on?
I don't. I do cybersecurity.
Oh, okay.
Privacy and cybercrime.
Oh,
so
wow.
I get involved with, sometimes we do forensic investigations. I deal with law enforcement in different ways with that. Through my practice of law, I was involved in various different cases when I was practicing, including, a death row case. But I'm not a litigator. But I am, however, somebody that has always paid attention to the Constitution and civil liberties.
And if you're not a litigator, is there a different term for the type of attorney that you are?
I'm just a cybersecurity attorney.
Oh, okay.
I primarily do consulting through my consulting company, Global Cyber Risk.
Oh, wow.
My law firm, Global Cyber Legal, but I mainly do consulting.
I see. I wasn't aware. My exposure to the legal system is mostly through things like traffic tickets and challenging parking tickets. I don't have much exposure to the legal system other than that, so pardon my ignorance in that department. But I certainly appreciate your expertise and your calling in on this show and your willingness to stand up on behalf of another man. I also want to know, what was your impulse to film? Why did you have someone pull out a video camera? Why did you feel that was important?
My housekeeper, who's Hispanic, came over to get me because she saw what was happening. And she knows Dennis well. And she came inside and called for me and said, the police have Dennis. And so I said, oh, God. And I just went running outside. And she had her phone in her hand. And when I tried to tell this woman to leave him alone, that he had worked in the neighborhood for 30 years and had done nothing wrong, she was completely ignoring me, and I could tell she was the problem. So I turned to you.
That is great.
She looked a little hesitant, and I started video recording this. So she did. And she did a great job. She even continued videotaping as she walked to the police car to get the card from the officer, which to his credit, the officer in the car was quite professional. Now, granted, he was driving around the wrong neighborhood, but he immediately said to me, oh, no, he's free to go. And he's the one that called off the woman and said, hey, it's the wrong address. And he offered his card. So, I want to give police credit where credit's due, because we need them and they do a good service. But to think that a badge and a gun gives you unbridled authority to go step all over somebody's civil liberties is just ridiculous.
Do you think the situation would have turned out differently had you not been present?
Yep, I think she would have arrested him.
And what possible charge could she have justified an arrest?
She was putting on her latex gloves, I assume, to search his bags that he had with him. Now, mind you, you have to have a warrant to conduct a search. She didn't even have probable cause. An alarm had gone off. It was called in by an alarm company. There was not even a suspect's description given. It was just go to this house and alarm went off. And so they're in the wrong neighborhood. She sees Dennis sitting on my little brick wall and immediately jumps to the conclusion that he's a robber, sees he has bags, orders him into the gutter, and then is preparing to search him without probable cause and without a warrant. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
Is it standard for police to carry blue gloves on their utility belt in case of searches? This seems unusual.
I don't know where she had them, but she had them, and she was, putting them on and telling me to stand back. She was conducting an investigation. And
now I'm playing a clip of the video on the screen for those watching at home, Jody, and I see you grabbing your friend Dennis by the arm. Some would consider that obstructing justice or obstructing a criminal investigation. Were you afraid that you might face any charges for interfering here?
Of course not. The officer in the car had told me he was free to go. And besides that, she had no probable cause. And she was on private property. This neighborhood is private property. It is not a public street. And they were not called into this neighborhood. And so the policeman in the car said, oh, no, she's not detaining him. I said, yes, she is. She's not letting him get up. She keeps telling him to stay. She's not letting me get near him. And I said, you have no reason to detain him. He said, no, he's free to go. That's when I turned and said, come on, Dennis, you're free to go. Let's go.
Yeah,
and I was just determined to get him up and get him out of there.
Let's talk about that. Her commands to stay. It seemed like her treatment of him was like that of an animal.
Yeah, she was treating him like a dog.
And how long have you had a relationship with Dennis that you were able to recognize him? You said he's been in the community for years?
I've known him 9 years.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. So a fixture of the community that you would recognize instantly.
He's part of our community. He's part of our community's family.
Well, I'm certainly glad that you're able to stand up. I feel like it's not as common as maybe it should be. Am I alone in thinking this, Centurion?
No,
okay,
I'm with you.
All right. Well,
I'm along with you.
I would feel nervous, Jody, to be honest, to step in when there are two police officers, because I would feel outnumbered, and I would be afraid that I might be arrested as well and slapped with some sort of charge like disorderly conduct or obstructing an investigation or something. Even if they said they were free to go, one never knows if the police would just arrest someone. They don't face any consequences for a wrongful arrest.
Well, they can. There are laws that protect civil rights, and in my Forbes blog, I called for Congress to enact laws that created real civil and criminal consequences for police officers that engage in racial profiling and police brutality.
Real quick, because we only have 1 minute left in this segment, what would that look like?
Which allows people to have a civil remedy for civil rights violations, which has a pretty high threshold. But, you know, racial profiling isn't all that hard to recognize. It certainly was immediately recognizable for me. But it's also when to think that police can engage in stop and search someone without probable cause, violating their constitutional rights, and that if a citizen comes out who's educated in the law and knows the person and is asking questions, to think that they're going to suddenly be tasered and arrested, there's something wrong with that system.
Thank you, Jody.
Thank you.
Oh, that was perfect. That perfectly closed out the segment. I really appreciate it that you led us right into a break, and that was a beautiful way to end a segment. I really appreciate you calling in, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a great night.
Thank you.
You too. Bye.
Awesome, dude. You can't. I'll just line them up and you interview them, because you got more questions. You got more on-point questions than I could ever even fucking think of.
Cool. All right. Great. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Cool. Were you able to listen to it on the feed?
Yeah, I was able. I didn't hear that last bit where she led you into the break and whatnot, but I heard most of it through the computer.
Right on. Cool. Okay, great. So I'm going to bring you back on the other line.
Okay.
Which makes sense, but I can find some way to fix that. Anyway,
I mean, it's probably just me. If I get the right fucking equipment, I can probably.
I don't know.
Handle
I think it's me. I think it's me. Is it you? I don't know. All right.
No, it's me, really, Derek.
Blame myself, Gabe.
All right.
It's not you, I swear.
It's my fault. It's my fault.
All right, call me on the other line. Call me.
Sure thing.
Tell them to run. Run like hell. Hit us up now. We'll show you how. AsiaRunLikeHellGuide.com.
Keenvention is coming up October 31st through November 2nd. Get your tickets now at keenvention.info. Keenvention is your chance to meet dozens of Keene liberty activists from across the Shire. You can explore the beautiful little city of Keene, discuss various forms of activism with seasoned veterans,
I'm so happy she
social
called.
events like the costume
Me too.
party.
That was awesome.
Keenvention received rave
I
reviews
really liked
last
the
year.
ending.
If you missed it, visit keenvention.info
I got to
for video
listen to the
coverage of
recast
every
to
speaker
hear it.
and panel. This year, James
Hey, what do you want to talk about next, Dio? And why isn't
Free State
Scott
Project
here?
President Carla Garrick.
He was on vacation, he said.
All kinds of panels, including the new CopBlock
He was
panel
going on. He
and
was going on
the new
vacation or
Roofers
something.
panel
Hey,
hosted by the
guys,
outlaw
relax.
Josie Wales.
I'm here.
Join old and new friends and neighbors in Keene for Keenvention this October 31st
I got a couple
through
things.
November
There's
2nd.
the
Only
Office of
100 tickets
Audio
are available in
Testimony from
advance, so
Beaver
lock
Creek
yours
shooting
in now
is
for just
there.
$60 or with Bitcoin. Reserve your
There's
tickets
the-
now at keenvention.info. Visit
the police chief and
keenvention.info
help-
for more, or look for
Did
our
you guys?
page and
Did
event.
you guys ever talk about?
Whoa, sorry, I got when Skype and the feed are going at the same time, it like fucks each other up. So what were you saying, Dio?
You were asking what else we got here. We got the officer audio testimony from the Beaver Creek shooting. There's the video where the helicopter was following the police cars and nobody seemed too concerned that they were going 20 miles an hour over the speed limit.
I have a couple. I got one. Dashcam ignores woman whose kids were being held at gunpoint. Toddler's face blown off. Cops face no charge for mistake.
Yeah, the Texas thing.
Did you guys do a
about
story? Did you guys rerun a story about the suicide in Winchester?
No. Why don't we talk about your cop blocking story? Why don't we talk about that next?
Okay. All right.
Because that's live. That's fresh. We just did
Do you
it.
think you can pull up the link from the story from Keene Sentinel? The suicide. in
Slantinel?
Winchester? Yeah.
Yes.
The suicide brutality case in Winchester that was recently run.
What's it called? Keene Sentinel?
Yeah, it's the Keene Sentinel. They because of police oppression and harassment from the town. They're using the police to go against him because he owed a fine from cleaning his yard. He ended up hanging himself.
Side of the page at lrn.fm.
CopBlock Radio, call in, share your thoughts. 413-418-COPS gets you on the air. You can also send a Skype contact request to CopBlock Radio. It will be accepted and we'll put you on the air. Hey, Centurion, you were cop blocking recently, just as recently as just an hour ago.
Yeah, Winchester, New Hampshire.
Tell us about it.
I got this email on Keene CopBlock months ago, and he contacted a girlfriend of mine that worked in a store in that area about 6-7 months ago. I talked to him on the phone, and after I heard about this suicide recently, 2-3 weeks ago in Winchester, because of police suppression and harassment from the town, a guy killed himself because they just keep harassing this guy. And he couldn't take it anymore, so he took himself out. They're using basically the police as a backbone to harass people for victimless crimes, like a fine for the yard not being clean and, you know, things like of this nature. Well, this other case with this guy named Dennis, which I have on video and it'll be on Keene CopBlock Raw by tomorrow, and I'll send the link to Free Keene, and I'll put it on the Keene CopBlock page as well. There's a brutality case of a doctor who called the police to do a welfare check on a guy named Dennis, who I interviewed tonight with Derek J's help. He took me down there. And they beat the crap out of the guy because he refused to answer the door because he was too afraid. They busted his door down, put him in handcuffs, broke a vertebrae in his back, basically dislocated his shoulder and messed up his neck pretty bad. He's basically disabled because of it. He can't even sit upright. He's in severe pain. He's shaking in his right hand constantly because of it. So there's permanent damage there, all over a welfare check. A non-criminal thing, a welfare check.
Why does it sound familiar? You got a link or something? I know
This
I
wasn't
read
in the
this
paper.
recently.
That wasn't in the paper. That wasn't on mainstream media. This was a private call. And nobody knows about this case, but I'm going to end up blowing it wide open after I got this video tonight. Now, the suicide was listed in the Keene Slantinel, which is the Keene Sentinel here in Keene. It's the newspaper. They ran a story about a guy that was being harassed in a similar fashion. It sounds like a brutality case and a very oppressive case where the city or the town is causing a victim. And he ended up committing suicide because he's so afraid of the police in the town there.
How was he doing tonight?
His right hand constantly shaking. He's extremely paranoid. The measures this guy took to stop the fear is amazing.
Any idea of how unusual this is for that town or for this area?
I've been getting stories like clockwork, hearing it from people for the past 2 months straight. Oh, Lieutenant Roberts this, Lieutenant Roberts that, Lieutenant Roberts. And this is, I mean, these cases go back. If you, I have a story on King CopBlock called The Recycled Illegal Police, where there was corruption involved in Winchester PD then too, where a sheriff was doing a favor for Chief Phillips there, and he was basically doing a favor, an unofficial favor as an official, and he got fired from the Cheshire County Sheriff's Department.
So, why does this matter to you? Why do you go out and seek out these types of stories?
Because
and how do you even hear about them?
It was a cry for help. Ian Freeman posted on online this past week that there's some stuff there. He posted the story about the suicide, and people keep coming to him for help. This other couple that's being oppressed, I want to interview them too. But
so
I can't
you just heard through the grapevine, through friends, that these people had been oppressed by police?
Yeah,
and you said,
and this other couple that Ian Freeman posted recently, just a few days ago.
So you just decided to take it upon yourself personally to investigate this story and report on it.
They called Free Keen and called CopBlock Keen for help.
I see.
So I'm answering the call.
I see. So when you say it was a call for help, it like literally was.
Yeah, Dennis emailed King CopBlock a while ago. So I'm just answering the call. I'm going there. I think these people need help, and I think these road pirates and these abusers need to stop.
Yeah, and that's a great way to show personal responsibility, looking out for a community. Really strong example of looking out for the community. What do you think about this, DEO?
Centurion's got an awesome presence in Keene. He's getting it locked down up there.
Yeah, he's got it so locked down, but this is Winchester. This is a town away. This is like half an hour drive.
Don't matter,
I know. I'm saying, like,
there, you might as well go, right?
Yeah, yeah.
No matter how deep the shrapnel will pierce your flesh, you go.
Well, there's another case about a police officer named Jackie Parker, which is part of that whole Recycle Illegal Police story. I have like the whole litigation about the lawsuit, the sexual harassment suit that she had against Winchester PD. In fact, they settled out of court, and the state actually gave her a choice of any police department in the state, and she picked Pembroke, New Hampshire.
Why?
I don't know. She won the case. Sexual harassment from the chief and upper officers there, specifically Lieutenant Roberts and a guy named Foote. You have to read the stories that I ran in King CopBlock, Recycled Illegal Police, and a police corruption case.
This Lieutenant Roberts sounds like a bit of a menace, huh?
Yeah, and he lives here in Keene. I want to have a nice conversation with him.
Sounds like a good idea.
Well, I got a story from this week. It's pretty crazy. There's tons of crazy stories. Oh, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm done. I'm okay.
Okay. Yeah, it's always good to do local cop blocking. I don't mean to minimize that and just move on to national news, because everyone can contribute best in their local area. There's so much like, oh, I should go to Ferguson, or I should help out at Occupy Wall Street. Like, do what you can where you are, and then everything will get taken care of a little bit better. Just a theory. Just a thought.
That's absolutely true, man. That's exactly how I got into it in the first place, because I saw the stuff going on, and I'm thinking to myself, well, what can I do? And okay, well, I can't go to Columbus. It's too far away. I got, this, what can I do? What can I do? So this is the best way I can see to act locally about the issues that plague this part of this area of Ohio. So,
well, I had fun in Columbus when I was there with you, though. Just saying.
Oh, yeah, it was fun, but it's not something you can do every day. You know what I mean? You gotta. It's like think globally, act locally, right? You gotta do what you can where you are. You got to start where you.
Whoa, whoops. Part of what we're doing is reporting on what's going on around the world. One of the things that's happening in Habersham County, Georgia, is...
You got to be kidding me.
After blowing a toddler's face off with a grenade,
no charges.
Leading to
No, they're not kidding you.
8 surgeries and $1 million in medical bills. The sheriff's department responsible for it is not only refusing to pay the medical bills, they will not be prosecuted.
That's a federal lawsuit. That's definitely going to be won.
It's unclear. The report at CopBlock.org says that in May of this year, during a multi-jurisdictional raid in Habersham County, several heavily militarized police barged into a home at 3 a.m. because an informant had purchased $50 worth of meth from someone who once lived there.
Oh, Lord.
They should be ashamed of themselves, I swear.
They all should just resign if they had any integrity whatsoever.
Yeah.
During the
it's
raid,
ridiculous.
One of the uniformed men tasked with caging people for possessions of substances the state deems illegal threw a stun grenade into the crib of 19-month-old baby Boo.
Unbelievable, man.
Oh, but the raid was then justified by the Habersham County Police. So don't worry. Don't worry, it was justified.
They killers.
There was $50 worth of meth in there,
They
probably.
killers.
Yes, the police said they found some drugs in there.
Over a misdemeanor amount.
Just blow a baby's face off, you know. This is CopBlock Radio.
I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth. Then I found My Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove stains. So I paid attention when I brushed the first time.
It's crazy, man.
Do you drink coffee? Was the last cup of coffee you had really good? Free Talk Live has teamed up with BuzzBox to bring you the best of the best coffee. Shade grown, organic, top 1% grade Arabica. But what's different is for every 10 people that get their coffee through coffee.freetalklive.com, we can give another microloan through Kiva. Get a free pound to try it out. A free pound of the best coffee. Help others one cup at a time. Coffee.freetalklive.com.
DVD, books, music, instruments, periodicals, computers, software, electronics, photo, cell phones, office products, home and garden, bed and bath, furniture, kitchen, pet supplies, automotive, hardware, apparel, shoes, jewelry, grocery, healthcare, sports and outdoors, toys, games, used, and more. It's a department store at your fingertips. Shop.lrn.fm. Get all your shopping done, get a great deal, and a portion of your purchase goes to benefit the Liberty Radio Network when you shop at Amazon via shop.lrn.fm.
Are you drinking too much and it's destroying your life? If you're ready to quit drinking, we have a real solution for you that can help you quit drinking within hours. That's right. We can help you quit drinking within hours. It's not magic. It's medical science. At Sober Time, we'll show you how this simple 20-minute outpatient medical procedure will turn off your cravings within hours. Let's face it, if you don't crave a drink, you're not going to drink. And if you don't drink, you won't get drunk. The medication is FDA approved and covered by most major insurance plans. So if you're really ready to stop drinking and get your life back, call Sober Time now for a free consultation. Patients have nearly an 85% success rate. So here's the number. Call right now. 800.
There you go. We got 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
6590267. 800-659-0267.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
CopBlock Radio. Welcome back. We are live. You can call in 413-418-COP. We were just talking about a story out of Habersham County, Georgia, where in May of this year, there was a militarized raid at 3 a.m. over $50 worth, according to an informant, police informant. So the police busted in. They decided to throw a flashbang grenade into the crib of a 19-month-old baby.
Well, I don't think they were trying to necessarily throw it into the crib, but they ended up doing it, and now they won't take responsibility for it.
Oh, that's a good point, Dio. Of course, no, they didn't mean to. Of course, I don't think anyone thinks that they meant to.
They meant to go in that house with force.
They definitely meant to go in the house.
But when you make a mistake
with a $50 misdemeanor,
what would be the right thing to do? What would you like to see them do in this case, Dio?
I just think that I don't know. The right thing would be to quit this stupid failed drug war. But I mean, as far from this case goes, it's to me it speaks volumes about the systemic problem when it comes down to it. Okay, because like I have to give Cleveland police a lot of credit because in the wake of me showing up and them being filmed a lot more and stuff like that, they're actually embracing the fact that we're here to stay. They're trying to get body cameras for their officers. They're trying to do, there's like other things. They're letting people know that you do have the right. We will not interfere with your right to record the police. And there's other towns in the area that fight it tooth and nail. And it's like you can see the difference between like, okay, you have a good department. You might have some good guys on this department if, they're trying to actually allow, not that they have the right to allow, but you know what I mean? Like they're actually embracing the fact that we're here as opposed to a department that's trying to, oh, well, no, you can't film and, you can't film here and like just trying to fight us at every step. So, I mean, it just shows a very much larger problem to me. The fact that these guys don't want to take responsibility for permanently disfiguring this kid.
My problem is this. You have a local police department that the public pays for, dressing up like SEAL Team 6 with body armor, Kevlar helmets, M4s, and flashbang grenades. Just the sound, just the thought of police having a grenade scares the living crap out of me because these guys, I think they all should be disarmed. I think they shouldn't be driving half tanks down the street and definitely going after misdemeanor level crimes and ending up almost killing a toddler. That he's the same age as my son. He's the same age as my kid.
Jane's Addiction has a song. They say, "How you treat the weak is your true nature calling." So to me, it's just that shows their true nature.
They're making us defenseless, and they're making them way more powerful. Period.
There's a person in the chat room who says that he donated to Baby Boo's GoFundMe fundraiser.
That's awesome.
And I do think that's really cool because
I think
the
cop that threw that damn grenade in there should take out a loan or take out every bit of his retirement money.
Costs $1 million.
And give that family his whole retirement. that would be the integrity thing to do, and quit his job, get a different job, and saving lives and teaching public people the tactics and the illegal tactics that these illegal militarized police go into people's homes on misdemeanor level crimes. Not that it's okay even for felony level crimes, but
Yeah,
for $50, for $50 worth of drugs doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, with nothing more than
People that know other people, that knows their friend, that knows their cousin, that ended up totally backmasking that whole thing right up with duct tape. It's just ridiculous.
No, see, the raid was justified. The Habersham County Police said so.
Oh yeah, internal police investigation. They investigated themselves.
Yeah, even though, guess what justified it? No, it's not what you think. They didn't find any drugs or weapons at the house. It's nothing. They just, on their say-so. Despite Wenis Thonathiva, the man they were looking for, didn't live at the house, wasn't there, and there were no drugs or weapons found. Habersham County actually started up a Facebook support page after this brutal display, which featured repulsive comments from apologists claiming it was the parents' fault that the child was blown up by police because they were staying with drug addicts.
Oh my God.
Also, on the page, Sheriff Joey Terrell claimed that Habersham County would pay the medical bills for the family. This was later proven to be a lie.
False. Yeah, it's a lie.
Now, to add insult to injury, a Habersham County grand jury has decided not to charge any of the law enforcement officers involved in the botched
a secret jury decided not to. Yep.
Yeah. You should have heard some of the disgusting comments on Police One. You should have seen some of that stuff.
23-person grand jury apparently couldn't find any criminal negligence on behalf of Habersham County cops. The decision
Citizens
was made,
arrest.
What do you mean by that?
They need to go after that cop and literally citizens arrest him. He committed a felony.
Are you kidding me? Has that ever worked in the history of people trying
nobody's
arrest?
Nobody's ever tried to citizens arrest a cop on me.
Let's get Jody Westby on the case.
Yeah, right. People try and arrest Dick Cheney like every other week.
No. I'm talking citizens of that county going, filing a charge for the AG's office as a citizen because it was a felonious assault that caused bodily injury with a dangerous weapon, illegally put in the wrong house at the wrong time, with false information. And I'm telling you, they should be taken to court and the power should be given back to the public. We should be able to be like, okay, you made a mistake, you're arrested. You committed a crime because you caused a baby, you caused a victim and a baby.
Yeah, well, apparently it's justified because, drugs are bad and they might hurt people. So,
yeah, but a grenade doesn't. A grenade's just perfectly fine in a crib of a baby.
Yeah, but what if there was someone who was using drugs? I mean, what if they found him? Then it would be worth it.
Yeah, $50 worth.
So obviously, just a crazy story.
And this is that secretive thing that goes into another discussion on why they shouldn't use informants.
Why?
Because they lied to get out of another crime.
Well, they could have done their own investigation.
In order to have an informant, they had to arrest that informant and use as a CI so he can get out of crimes that he committed ahead of time. So, of course, he's going to lie and be like, okay, yeah, I got it in that house.
Hey, we don't have much time left in the segment. I want to play this short video of a cop who ignores a woman whose kids are being kidnapped at gunpoint. Some people say, like I heard Jody say earlier, that we need the cops.
Jeez.
Because, they protect us. Really?
Police cause victims.
Take a look at this. This is the Dallas Police Department dash cam video.
Go ahead. Yes, ma'am. Can you hand me the Bravo 748 call, please? Right here, what? Baby, I'm on the call.
Okay, so there it is. If you missed it, you just saw a man in a police car saying, "No, I don't have." Oh, we're getting a bit of an echo. Hey, DEO, we're gonna have to mute you for a moment. Make sure you check your speakers or something. Maybe try calling in again. But yeah. Sir's Dashcam catches him saying, "I'm on a call. I don't have time to help you." He doesn't say, "I don't have time to help you," but that's his insinuation as he drives away.
So where's the one with the kids get kidnapped?
That's what's happening.
Oh,
There's no video inside her car. This is the video inside his car. This is the video inside the cop's car.
Go ahead.
This is the. Sorry if that wasn't clear.
What? Baby, I'm on the call.
Yeah. So then he drives away.
those were kidnappers actually kidnapping people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he ignored it.
Yeah, and they were crying out for help, saying, you know, we need your help, and he was like, I'm on a call. So he wasn't having that. We can learn more from the story at thefreethoughtproject.com.
Wow.
It says, those were the words uttered by 28-year veteran of the Dallas PD.
28-year criminal.
Corporal Lale Richardson, as he drove by a mother screaming for his help as her children were being taken at gunpoint. Richardson was fired this week for his negligent actions in refusing to help Maisha Kilson, who was flagging him down as her kids were being kidnapped by a deranged lunatic. Well, at least there were some consequences.
28-year lost pension, everything.
Fired.
That's good.
This man was fired, but will the police be ready for you?
Free Press Publications is an independent, alternative media and published.
DEO, you there?
Yeah.
What was going on? I was hearing an echo when you called back in. Were you hearing that?
I was.
I heard it.
I heard
okay,
it. Okay,
good. Where are you?
I keep getting disconnected, and then it's not good when it comes back.
Okay.
And I don't know
why.
why.
Are you listening with headphones?
No, I just have the phone.
Get some headphones.
All right, I just got them earbuds.
Earbuds will work.
Okay. Let me hook this up.
Did you ever listen to Rise Up Radio?
You asking me a DEO?
Both.
Never heard of it.
It's a show that was based out of Austin by John Bush. It was an early morning show on LRN. I think it was like 8 to 9, right before Ernie Hancock gets started with Declare Your Independence. And he used to do a morning salute to coffee. So, like, you know, he's like clearly just waking up, and he's like, all right, we're going to get started here. Let's do our morning salute to coffee. You grab your coffee wherever you are. No, hold it high. Take a good big sip. And he would like bring it real close to the mic, like.
You sound like you're doing something over here, Derek.
Yeah,
I was waiting for him to say something first.
It was pretty,
with his perverted mind.
Is it better? Is it better?
Is it better? Yes, it's better.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Baby, I'm on a call.
She's got a gun to her head. I got a call.
Oh my God.
28 years, loss of pension. His IRA gone.
Good.
His pension gone. His retirement, well, he'll get the retirement back. At least he'll be rich for a while.
She ought to get it all.
Yeah, right?
For real. Did they, I mean, she ended up getting kidnapped then, right? So they don't know where she is right now, right?
We'll get to the end of the story soon. Let's see.
I don't know nothing. This is the first time I heard it, DEO.
No.
I read it.
No, he was caught, but not before kidnapping 2 children.
Fucking scumbags in the world, man.
I can't believe that.
Yep.
I got a gun in my head. Can you help me? I got a cow.
Baby.
He goes across the street to McDonald's.
Can you believe he has the...
Can I have a Big Mac? I'm on a call.
Baby. Like,
bitch.
Oh, hey. I know you're.
If you don't give me those fries,
Life
I'm getting
is
out of this
danger.
car and I'm arresting you. I'm on a call.
Call. I love that. Where's he? Where's this out of?
Texas.
Texas, right? All right. Let me put this up. I forgot to put us up at anywhere online. So where do we want to be? peacenewsnow.com/live. That sounds like a good place.
I like it.
It's not. This show is not Peace News Now, but we're gonna put it there anyway.
Just don't make that noise again.
I think. Well, I was using one of these lid type coffee cups, and I think John Bush was using like a teacup style where you like pinky out.
Especially when you block my face out of the view and then you make that sound. Jeez, Derek. No wonder.
Yeah, we don't have any pants on.
No wonder a lot of guys hit on
Sounds
me.
like an interesting show over there.
The guys started hitting off me more when I started hanging out with you.
It rubs off a little.
It does, man. It's flattering.
You're just wearing them down right there.
It's flattering.
Wearing him down, wearing him out.
Man, I cannot believe it's New Hampshire.
Yeah, it's unreal. It's so hot here. It's 70.
Really?
Yeah.
It's in New Hampshire in mid-October, dude.
No kidding.
Last year, near Pumpkin Fest time, it was like 22.
No shit.
With snow. It was snowing.
I mean, I was there in June and it was like 40 at night. Shit.
Hey, Dio, you got any other stories you want to share tonight?
Oh, Pumpkin Fest.
In the
Pumpkin
show
Fest.
prep about the audio from the Beaver Creek thing and the police speeding with the helicopter catching them and stuff.
All right, you want to introduce that in the next segment?
The helicopter one, yeah, sure. I don't want to go to Ohio, you know. I mean, just do a lot of Ohio shit.
Ohio all the time.
Yeah, you know.
This is the Ohio CopBlock radio show.
Yeah, we can't be having that. Yeah. I like to share the wealth. Let everybody get in there.
Commie.
Is that I'm a socialist now?
Obama.
Bring on the Ebola.
I am Ebola Status Hussein Romadi. That's my name.
Where the hell is this from?
Actually sounds really good on a mic. A lot better than that other song. That was scary. That's scary. I'm gonna have nightmares about that now.
That's only because nobody knows where it is.
When you hear it in your earphones. Derek, I got you a soda, you know. Nice and cold.
That's for me? Thank you.
Yeah. I told you I grabbed you one.
Thanks, honey.
No problem, dear.
Our big story tonight, we've been waiting for this since August, and you were...
No.
Oh, shit, I can't pick my nose on the air. It's live. The video is.
Hungarian hanky, just blow it out.
Coming back in 10. CopBlock Radio. Welcome back to Hour 2. We're live on LRN.FM. And during this last break, we added video to the program. You can watch us live and interact with other listeners in the chat room at peacenewsnow.com/live. Of course, as always, you can call in, share your stories of police abuse or accountability. 413-418-COPS gets you on the air, or send a Skype contact request to CopBlock Radio. DEO, you've got a story to share with us. Go for it.
There was apparently a bunch of troopers on I can't find out exactly where this is really quick, but I'm very bad at multitasking. But there was a bunch of cops riding down the highway going like 20 miles over the speed limit, and there was a police helicopter above that was clocking them all, and nobody seemed to really care. It was really disturbing the way they just were like nonchalant about it and stuff. So
what do you mean nobody cared? How do you know no one cared?
Because the police in the helicopter were just like, it's a little fast, don't you think? And oh, well, we're in a hurry, so, oh, okay.
Cops protect cops.
Basically, that's exactly what it was.
It's a brotherhood.
That's exactly what it was.
Police cause victims, and they will back each other up.
It's just disturbing that it's
I have integrity. I have integrity. I will turn in my best friend that was the best man in my wedding last week. If he does something wrong, bullshit.
Is there video of this?
There's a video. There's a link to it in the chat room right now. I don't know how else to share it with the show and stuff. So.
Okay. Is it in the show notes for this episode already?
Don't believe so. The podcast group.
Okay. All right. Terrific. Well, we'll see if we can get this up on the screen. I believe we've got it. So take a listen.
Several police agencies are under fire for speeding right in front of frustrated drivers and state troopers.
I don't want to be late, but that's a little too much. Yeah.
Blogger Bill Gillum recorded the scanner chatter between a State Patrol airplane spotter and troopers on the ground yesterday. The troopers are heard pointing out the two. Officers from around the region were on their way to a training conference in Chelan.
They didn't want to be late.
During that same period, they were stopping civilians, if you will, and issuing tickets for people doing 10 and 12 miles an hour over the speed limit. Yet officers were doing double that and didn't even get talked to.
The State Patrol says it addressed the speeding concerns at the training conference and will also alert the chiefs of the officers involved. The State Patrol says police can't pull over fellow officers because they don't know for sure if those officers are responding to an emergency.
Oh, yeah, right.
They didn't tossing out all the speeding tickets that were issued to drivers on the same highway where police officers allegedly got away with speeding. It comes after a blogger posted video and State Patrol radio chatter from a speed emphasis zone on Highway 2. Police from multiple agencies were allegedly speeding on the way to a conference in Chelan on Wednesday, but they were never
aren't they
stopped.
Just repeating this?
Today, the State Patrol said it's voiding
in-depth,
all the tickets were issued to other drivers on Tuesday and Wednesday along that stretch.
So anybody that got a ticket that day, they threw out all those tickets because those cops were speeding. That's good. That shows a little faith.
But still.
But that's just a pacifier to calm people down.
That's good all that was. Who was that guy who recorded their radio chatter? Good on him. That's good activism. More people could be doing that.
Yeah, I got to hurry up to my training session. So all of us, let's do 90.
Did you know that a lot of police departments' radio chatter can be listened to right from your smartphone? And you can record those. There's got to be some way to record it. I know people do it. So yeah, why not record your local police department? And if anything happens, then you've got a recording of it. You've got a copy. You don't have to depend on them and say, hey, were you speeding between the hours of 2 and 3? Let me check out your radio chatter, because I've done that. I've actually requested radio chatter from police. And for some strange reason, during the important parts, the audio goes silent. And there's no way I can prove they weren't talking. So it's important to get it yourself.
The steps, one of the first things I ever saw in any call block or movement was the whole entire day of Scanner Chatter of the day Fit and More assaulted you off your bike. The way you guys did
Wasn't that so powerful?
It was amazing.
To be able to listen to the radio chatter of what's going on
With the
inside
video.
the police car while the police are cruising by, and you
great.
can see like they're talking about us. It's pretty amazing to be able to pair that audio together, and of course it's all public. That's why they put it out there on your phone. It's not like it's a secret. I mean, yeah, they don't make it super easy for you to listen to them, but you can. And you can make it easy for you and other people in your area.
Yeah, it's nice to hear good stories instead of hearing like a lot of bad stories, like good activism stories.
Yeah, that's
like
great
the day,
activism.
Like the day you got like Free Keene, you, Robin Hood of Keene, and Ian Freeman from Free Talk Live ambushed a bunch of undercover liquor commission people one night, going from the police department to Cumberland Farms. That was great.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You know,
that was great.
This is something I talk about all the time. These two-way radios are excellent communication tools, and they're super cheap.
Yeah,
you can pick up a two-way for like $10 at a Walmart or any convenience store or whatever. They've got these things for kids, and you can get different sorts of ranges on them, but they're fairly cheap no matter what kind you get. And we used those two-way radios to communicate during that incident.
Yeah, we have a repeater here, but
well, it's helpful to be able to get information out to a wide group of people at once. During the Hong Kong protests that are happening right now, it's a great area to be using them. Anywhere where there's a lot of video cameras, like if you're cop blocking out with a group of folks, you should all have two ways on you. I mean, there's no better way to communicate.
I have like 4 or 5 of them with me every cop block night in case people want to help that don't have one, because it's very important for other people to communicate.
Right. Would you say it's standard commission?
I think it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some here too that we use when I go out to Sandusky and stuff too. They're really good, go miles and stuff.
I mean, standard issue. I don't know what standard commission is. They're standard issue,
Standard issue.
Yeah, like something you would wear all the time. So, what? Anything else about this story tonight, DL? About
the second
cops?
segment actually has the radio chatter and stuff in there, like it has it written out and stuff. If you want to go a little bit further, in the video.
Yeah, I want to pay for. I want to pay for NASCAR, with blue lights on the top to just blow by me while I'm on the highway while going to a training session, even though they're from a town like 100 miles away.
Yeah, especially when I slow down 10 miles below the fucking speed limit when I see them on my ass, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And they try to boost your speed so they nail you, so they tailgate you, trying to aggravate you, so to make you go fast. Their tactics suck, dude. Everything they do causes victims. Everything.
I'm afraid I can't find any more details on that story, Gio.
Try like at 49 seconds in.
Oh, in the video?
Yes.
Oh, we played the whole thing.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
Never mind then.
let's hear about the audio testimony from the Beaver Creek Walmart shooting that was recently released. Do you have the story on that?
Yeah.
I believe there's also some video that comes from ABC 22now.com. I just lost Dio, so we'll play this on his behalf.
Our big story tonight, we've been waiting for this since August, and you are about to hear for the first time about the fatal Walmart shooting straight from the 2 Beaver Creek police officers who were involved. Kelly May has the tapes released to us by the Ohio Attorney General's office. Kelly?
Jack, these audio recordings were taken at the Beaver Creek Police Department on August 5th, the night that John Crawford III was fatally shot inside Walmart. You'll hear Sergeant David Darkow and the officer who fired those shots, Sean Williams, describe what they knew and what they did leading up to the shooting.
When it started, Officer Sean Williams was parked behind the Beaver Creek Walmart.
They said it was a black male. They said he was waving the gun around and he was loading it.
Williams described what he heard from dispatchers, then his actions.
I pulled at the front of the store, called on scene, and deployed my rifle.
Inside, a 911 caller reported John Crawford III was in the pet area and appeared to be loading and pointing a firearm at customers.
But is that true? We'll find out when CopBlock Radio returns. We've got more of the audio testimony from the officers involved in the Beaver Creek Walmart shooting.
Yeah, I want to get shot by getting cat litter.
This is CopBlock Radio.
On LRN.FM.
I want to get shot.
I never heard somebody say so much in my life, I swear.
What, the police officer?
That him in that video, in that audio, it's
our big story tonight. We've been waiting for this since August, and you are about to hear for the first time about the fatal Walmart shooting straight from the 2 Beaver Creek police officers who were involved. Kelly May has the tapes released to us by the Ohio Attorney General's office. Kelly?
Jack, these audio recordings were taken at the Beaver Creek Police Department on August 5th, the night that John Crawford III was fatally shot inside Walmart. You'll hear Sergeant David Darkow and the officer who fired those shots, Sean Williams, describe what they knew and what they did leading up to the shooting.
When it started, Officer Sean Williams was parked behind the Beaver Creek Walmart.
They said it was a black male. They said he was waving the gun around, and he was loading it.
Williams described what he heard from dispatchers, then his actions.
I pulled at the front of the store, called on scene, and deployed my rifle.
Inside, a 911 caller reported John Crawford III was in the pet area and appeared to be loading and pointing a firearm at customers. Outside, Officer Williams waited for backup and confirmed details.
So I got on the radio just to confirm, because Walmart does have guns and they sell guns. You know, it could just be a person that just bought a gun, walking around the store.
Then Sergeant David Darkow arrived. The two conspired a quick plan of entry and began to search for the subject. Down this aisle, Darkow yelled first, "Drop the weapon."
And he said, "Drop the weapon." Again, and as he said that, I just panned down the aisle. I saw a black male and I saw a rifle in grass.
As soon as I gave the very first verbal command to drop the gun, he startled. I mean, he noticeably startled back. He looked up, saw us, and startled.
Williams described how John Crawford appeared with what we now know was a BB gun sold by the store.
I started to say, drop the weapon. As soon as I began to say it, he had the rifle within his body, and he made what I can only describe as like an aggressive stance with it. So due to all those factors, I raised my sights up, still the rifle.
I got the video. If you look at the video, there's no way what he's describing.
After the shooting, Williams goes on to describe immediately switching his focus to John Crawford's medical condition and calling 4 medics. Sergeant Darkow reports securing Williams' weapon that was used in the shooting in the back of his patrol vehicle and getting Officer Williams to a medic as well and away from the scene. Jack?
Jack, indeed.
Yeah, there's no way. There's just no way. If you look at the video too, and while you're listening to the audio, it's like he didn't have. There was not that much time to make that kind of determinations. It was like turn the corner, bang. There's you know, it's impossible. Impossible. You know, I have to try to look for it, but someplace else, there's another thing I was just reading on the Greene County Herald that was talking about there's officers there. They speak under anonymity with Greene County Herald people, but they talk about how, like, this Sean Williams guy, he's not even wanted on the force, that he's creating such a dangerous atmosphere for the other officers.
Wow.
And that it's because of the fact that he's got like family blood in the police department, and that's why they're basically, the chief is honoring that family rather than looking out for the community.
We'll come back.
I'm 213-493-0309. That's 213-493-0309.
CopBlock Radio, you can dial in 413-418-COP or Skype CopBlock Radio. We want to hear from you. We're talking about new audio released from the Beaver Creek Police Department, recorded the day of the John Crawford shooting in the Walmart. Remember
I buy a BB gun. I want to get some cat litter first. I turn the corner, and all of a sudden I get a bunch of rounds in my chest. Yay! Thank you for shooting me.
Yeah, so when we first left off last segment, we were closing with a story from Fox 45 out of Ohio. Take a listen to their report.
By the Ohio Attorney General's office. Kelly?
Jack, these audio recordings were taken at the Beaver Creek Police Department on August 5th, the night that John Crawford III was fatally shot inside Walmart. You'll hear Sergeant David Darkow and the officer who fired those shots, Sean Williams, describe what they knew and what they did leading up to the shooting.
When it started, Officer Sean Williams was parked behind the Beaver Creek Walmart.
They said it was a black male. They said he was waving the gun around.
Waving it around.
Williams described what he heard from dispatchers, then his actions.
I pulled at the front of the store, called on scene, and deployed my rifle.
Inside, a 911 caller reported John Crawford III was in the pet area and appeared to be loading and pointing a firearm at customers.
No, he's not.
Officer Williams
Okay,
waited for
so I gotta
backup
pause the video there. We can see it clearly on video. He's standing alone in an aisle, like a person might do if they want to like try on a sweater and see how they look in it. They're like, put it on and then look for a mirror, you know, and you don't want to find a bunch of people around. DEO, you're also on the line with us. Any comments so far on what we've seen?
Yeah. It's when you look at the video, there's no waving around. There's no anything. He's shopping.
Yeah, and he is. He's picking up the gun a little bit. He's looking through it, looking through the scope, like testing it out. He does pick it up and move it around a few times, but it's not like he's aiming at customers. It looks like you're practicing. You pick up a golf club, you might like swing it around a little bit. You pick up anything that you might buy. You want to use it a little bit and see if it's worth it, see if it's quality. These are regular things that a person might want to do if you're purchasing something in a store.
Yeah, the officer in the testimony, he says something about, I didn't know if he might be shopping or something like that. His actions didn't show that he had that in mind at all.
Yeah, let's continue with the video.
Details.
So I got on the radio just to confirm, because Walmart does have guns and they sell guns. It could just be a person that just bought a gun.
Then Sergeant David Darkow arrived. The two conspired a quick plan of entry and began to search for the subject. Down this aisle, Darkow yelled, "First, drop the weapon."
And he said, pan down the aisle, I saw a black male and I saw a rifle in grass.
Are you saying he didn't say drop the weapon?
I don't think he did. No way.
I don't think he did. There's no time.
Yeah, he didn't react like someone said anything to him. He reacted like he got shot.
Plus, if he went in the store with the idea that, Walmart sells guns and maybe somebody's just buying a gun, why would your first reaction be to fire on the guy? I mean,
Yeah.
That's just he did not think of that at all when he went in there.
No, he didn't.
He was not going in there.
It was gung ho. It was gung ho, fire in his eyes with his finger on the trigger. Period.
As soon as I gave the very first verbal command to drop the gun, he startled. I mean, he noticeably startled back.
No way. He was startled when you shouted at him?
Yeah.
And
nobody does that when you get yelled at.
And startled.
Williams.
Wow, I can't believe the man startled when there were two police officers pointing rifles at him, storming at him, and shouting, "Drop the gun." I can't believe that would startle a man. Can you? I mean, gosh, that's justification to shoot him. He might be crazy.
He was on the phone. I mean, when you're on the phone, are you paying attention to everything around you? You have to wait a second and turn to see what the hell what's going on, because you don't know if you're on the phone if somebody's yelling at somebody else.
It's like these cops. It's like these cops. They don't understand in their training and in all their legalness. When you get salt in your eyes, what's the first thing you do? You put your hands on your eyes. Automatic reaction. So when somebody throws you on the ground, your automatic reaction is to try to stop them from hurting you, but it's called resisting arrest to them. They don't realize that it's an automatic body reaction to jump when somebody comes around a corner and says, "Boo."
Yeah, it's shit. When a dog is biting your leg, you want to try to get him off, right?
Exactly. Exactly. But no, you're not supposed to jump when someone screams at you and you come around the corner looking like SEAL Team 6.
Described how Don Crawford appeared with what we now know was a BB gun sold by the store.
I started to say drop the weapon. As soon as I began to say it, he had the rifle within his body, and he made what I can only describe as like an aggressive stance with it. So due to all those factors, I raised my sights up. He stuck a rifle, and I fired 2 shots, center mass at him.
After the shooting, Williams goes on to describe immediately switching his focus to John Crawford's medical condition and calling 4 medics. Sergeant Darkow reports securing Williams' weapon that was used in the shooting in the back of his patrol vehicle and getting Officer Williams to a medic as well and away from the scene.
Douchebag 1 and douchebag 2.
First
Yeah,
responders.
I can remember when the story first came out as well. There was initial audio of the actual, when the I think it was like the officer's dash cam or whatever.
No,
how they
it was
have
the 911 dispatch.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the officer, when he came around the corner after he shot him, he walked up to him and I clearly heard in that audio, "You got to be kidding me!" Like he walked up and he saw that it was a BB gun and he was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it," So it just shows.
He fucked up.
Yeah, he knew he fucked up at the time. Yeah.
But now it was justified because the guy was waving around the gun and waving it around, and he got startled when he came around the corner and scared the living crap out of him.
Shit, really.
I can't get enough of these stories coming out of Ohio, DEO.
I know, right?
Lay another one on me. Caught on video. Ohio officer placed on leave over popcorn theft.
Oh God, the Toledo guy. You want to know something funny about that?
Well, let's take a listen. Wait, what?
The funny thing about that is the chief is there. He said something, if I can remember in the article correctly, that that this officer is not going to be remembered for all the great things he did in his career. He's going to be remembered for this one silly little incident.
But he's a thief.
Yeah, I'm thinking to myself, okay, so if I shoplift, I can just go, "Hey, officer, it was just a silly little incident. You can let me go, right?" I mean,
yeah, because I did so many good things in my life. Yeah. I fed the poor. I casted out demons and made people see when they were blind. But, I'm still getting convicted, thrown in jail for 30 days because I stole a bag of popcorn. But because I have a badge, I'm okay.
You can see Whitman pays for 1 bag here at the register, but then when he walks out of the store, he has 2 bags. They say this isn't the first time they've got Whitman on camera doing this. Here's another video from a different day.
It's theft.
Police say Whitman is doing the same
He's a multiple
thing, paying
offender,
for
too.
1 bag and walking out with 2.
Habitual.
Today, Whitman pleaded no contest, suspended without pay, pending an internal affairs investigation.
This is somebody with a lot of experience and a lot of time on. And I'm sure that over the course of his career, he's done hundreds, if not thousands, of good things for people, but he won't be remembered for those. He'll be remembered for these silly incidents.
Yeah, it's silly, but it's theft. Yeah, stealing, that's no big deal. According to the cops, stealing's no big deal.
I don't know who's worse, him or the freaking chief.
This is CopBlock Radio.
We're being attacked by news from all sides in tonight's News Blitz.
Awesome.
Thanks for bringing that one up, Derek. I forgot about that guy.
Yeah, man, don't forget.
I don't know who's worse, him or the chief.
Yeah, like I said, the chief was. If you read the article that came with that, he actually said that he's going to be remembered instead just for this silly little incident. Yeah. Oh, okay. So my past record is just a silly little incident. Shit. Why should that have anything to do with my sentencing in court?
Oh no, I don't have that. I threw that out.
I know you
I did. Sorry.
You just gave it to me.
I didn't want to keep clutter around. I throw shit out.
I was going through a hard time, Derek.
Sorry, man.
Waited for me.
Nope. No patience. All
We're
right,
talking
so
about a used condom. If you wanted no deal.
We don't have any pants on.
Oh boy. It's a party in Keene tonight.
It's a party. So all right, I'm gonna come back with this popcorn story unless you want to tell it. You want to tell it?
No, it's cool. That's the main thing that I had to say about it was
Gotta
that
talk about Pumpkin Fest CopBlock. Gotta talk about Pumpkin Fest CopBlock before the end.
Yeah. Like to hear about that and your plans too, especially.
Well, we had snipers last year, man.
I know. That's why I want to hear about your plans. Yeah, because I'm out. I got nothing else that I can think of off the top of my head.
Out. TT. All right, so let's get some more stories. Where should we go? The Free Thought Project. Where should we go? Who's got the best? CopBlock, of course. CopBlock.org. Let's go there.
Oh, you know what? We're going to reopen the CopBlock store, so I could do a little thing about that.
Who's we?
Me and Barney Cox, we're going to open it back up. I got the inventory coming in, and we're going to just, the link's going to be the same and everything like that. I just got to get the stuff and take pictures of it and everything.
You got a blog post about that?
What's that?
Got a blog post about that?
No.
Why?
Don't know. Don't know how to do it, I guess.
You know how to do a blog post. Come on, don't give me that crap.
No, I honestly don't. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about, really.
You should talk about that.
Okay. We could talk about Rich is out of jail. That's kind of a big deal. It's CopBlocky. Also, Ian Freeman might be going to jail tomorrow.
Oh no, I want to try to make it to that trial.
What happened with him?
It's not a trial, it's a sentencing. He was found guilty of what amounts to ID fraud, where he used his birth name instead of his legal name.
Yeah.
He did appeal it.
I remember. But it didn't work out.
Well, they can't sentence him until his appeal, right?
Oh yeah, no. I think he's going to appeal, but yeah, they can sentence him. It's just, I mean, it's not a guarantee that he'll appeal. He might just accept the sentence. Who knows?
I wonder what.
I don't think it makes a difference. Yeah, I don't think it makes a difference.
Burke guns for you guys. The Burke guns for free Keene people.
Oh, Ian, you found yourself in an unfortunate incident, in an unfortunate place, haven't you?
Yeah.
It seems that you're in front of my judge's bench, and it's my job today to determine how long you spend in a state cage. How long should I put you away? Well, I could put you away for 2 years, and that would be
the corruption spider web of people that know each other that have connections here for 40 years is unparalleled deal.
Shiresociety.com. You can interact with other LRN listeners in our message board at forum.lrn.fm. That's forum.lrn.fm.
Welcome back to CopBlock Radio. We're talking about a police officer who was caught stealing on video.
And the chief says it's silly.
And the chief's like, oh, well, I stand behind my officer.
It's silly. Specific. It's silly.
I think it really reveals that, all those people who say, oh, it's just a few bad apples. No, if it were a few bad apples, this sort of thing wouldn't happen. You wouldn't hear a chief saying, well, it's just a silly incident when a police officer steals. Instead, he's trying to cover up what happens and minimize it. Let's continue with this video here.
No contest and was found guilty. So
in most states, when you do a crime multiple times, you get charged with habitual offender status.
Yeah, well, you can't throw the book at police officers. Think of how that would look.
Of course not.
The big bitch.
Yeah, they wear Kotex. I forgot, with gold in it.
Toledo Police Sergeant Joe Heffernan says he is now suspended without pay pending an internal affairs investigation.
This is somebody with a lot of experience and a lot of time on. And I'm sure that over the course of his career, he's done hundreds, if not thousands, of good things for people. But he won't be remembered for those. He'll be remembered for these silly incidents.
Look at himself. He can barely believe himself. He's cracking up. He's sure he's done thousands of good things.
He's probably thinking, how could you have put me in this position?
Yeah, son of a...
The IA investigation is complete. They'll decide where to go from there. Reporting in Oregon, I'm Vanessa Faze.
Just don't grant extra rights.
Yeah, well, apparently they do. So it's just a silly incident. Well, at least he's fired. You don't face charges when you're a cop, but at least you face some sort of consequences.
Well, he's not a cop anymore. He's a regular civilian now. Let's charge him.
Well, he's not facing any charges right now. Whitman's lawyer says he has no prior record and a sterling record during his 24 years.
I wonder how many popcorn things he stole since then.
He also says he's seeking professional advice from medical providers.
There are many questions about the possibility of Ebola being...
We don't want that.
Oh, he's sick, right? He's a klepto. Is that where they're going to go?
I have no idea. I don't even have the time to read it.
Tourette's. Oh, I stole the popcorn because it's part of my disease.
State police fear troopers alleged killer looking to repeat. What's that about? You know that story?
Jeez, dude, you got your hands full up there, man. Jeez.
No, this isn't in Ohio. This is Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's close enough.
Yeah, forget about it. Pennsylvania State Police fear troopers' alleged killer looking to repeat.
Oh yeah, the diaper sniper. Yeah.
What?
The diaper sniper.
I heard you, but what?
They were calling him the diaper sniper because he was wearing diapers because he knew he was going to have to stay put for long periods of time. So
Are you kidding me?
They found like used diapers and shit out in the woods, I believe.
Okay, so
story
tell us
though.
a little more.
Yeah, about the all right, wait, go ahead. Let Centurion compose himself first.
Yeah,
Before
get a hold of yourself, man.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to do a show here.
That's silly.
All right, keep going, Theo.
When was the last time that the cops put up that much energy and effort to find like a normal citizen's killer?
I don't know. What did they do with the doctored photo of his hair? What the hell is that?
I don't know. It looks like somebody drew a mohawk on him or something.
Okay,
This is what he could look like.
Commissioner Frank Noonan spoke about the effort to capture Eric Frayne after updating lawmakers at the state capitol in Harrisburg more than a month after the shootings.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that's the thing foremost in my mind. What's the cost if we don't catch him? What's the cost if he commits another crime?
Looks like they took a diaper off his head and left the soil.
That might be. Well, the state police are looking for him in Pennsylvania, and yep, they're concerned. They're concerned he might strike again. Apparently, they're still looking for him. We got another story. This one just out of pure fun. I found this one. I didn't share it with you earlier, Dio, so this is a surprise to everyone listening.
Okay.
But a corpse was mistaken for a Halloween decoration.
Oh, no.
It's true.
Oh, no.
This story comes from NBCnews.com.
Of course.
Frederica, Delaware. The apparent suicide of a woman found hanging from a tree went unreported for hours because passersby thought the body was a Halloween decoration.
I can actually...
She did such a nice job of decorating her yard that, you know, it was an easy mistake. She had the guy on roasting on a spit over here, you know. She had the lights over here, looked like a cauldron witch mixing up a cauldron. She had the hanging body.
The 42-year-old woman used rope to hang herself across the street from some homes on a moderately busy road late Tuesday or early Wednesday, state police said. Feet above the ground. Could be easily seen. We can't continue with this story. I'm sorry.
It's so bad, man.
Give me something else,
She
Gio.
was trying to hang the real decoration, and she got all caught up in there. And next thing you know, one thing led to another, and bada bing.
No. All right. I meant to click on a different story. Tell us what's happening with the CopBlock store.
Oh yes, since the CopBlock store was closed, we're gonna reopen it. We're getting some inventory in, and then within a week or two, we're gonna have. It'll still have the same link and everything, copblock.org/store, and you'll be able to go in there and still get some shirts and hats and things. And Pete was kind enough to give us the badges he had left over and the inventory that he had left over, so we'll have some of the stuff that he had left over as well.
Very cool. I just went to copblock.org/store now. It looks like it's got no inventory at the moment.
Not yet.
So where can I go to look at what stuff you've got to sell?
I got to get the stuff so I can take pictures of it and stuff and put it up there. So that's why I said in the next couple of weeks it'll be up.
All right. Gotta get a different story.
You guys, man.
The diaper sniper did it.
Technical difficulties, please.
No, the story is at copblock.org. This content was shared by Jeremy Gautier. He writes at copblock.org. Did Virgin Islands police employees murder Shakira Gautier? He asks and submitted this story via copblock.org/submit. It is Sorry, this page just reloaded. It is 4 years on July 25th that Shakira Gautier was found dead inside the Virgin Islands Police Department. Discrepancies exist between the police report and the autopsy. The new camera surveillance system inside the police department was claimed to be offline. The police employees did not involve families in the investigation. There is no signature on the police investigatory report. So far, we've had police commissioner resign in protest of government corruption, a police chief along with a known alleged corrupt police officer gets shot, and now the former commissioner of the Virgin Islands Police Department running for office. Here's a local news interview that was done on us, ironically, a few months after the story was broadcast. The news program lost its government funding and was canceled. Wow. Let's see if we can figure out why. Here's just a clip from that video.
This past week, Virgin Islands evidence custodian Shakira Gautier.
Oh no, this is going to be, I'm sorry, this is going to be too long. It's an 18-minute video. But we can watch it. It is linked at CopBlock.org. And I think what's so great about CopBlock.org is that you can submit your own stories if you have stories of police abuse or misconduct that you want to report on. Like Centurion, you're doing some of your own. CopBlock.org/submit. Submit all your stories, links to the police department, how people can get involved, how we can get some justice, and more people will know about it. Have you ever submitted anything through CopBlock.org?
No, just the Keen page.
What about you, DI?
All the time.
All the time? Yeah, how will you see it?
I submit to them.
About how long does it take?
Couple of days.
Couple of days?
I mean, it usually appears on there within a couple of days.
Oh, before it gets posted. I see, yeah. But it doesn't take very long to fill out the form or whatever, right?
No.
Yeah, a couple of minutes probably. All right, this is CopBlock Radio. We've got one segment left. Stay tuned.
Are you a political activist who doesn't?
Oh my God, that segment.
That was a fun segment.
Whew, I don't know why I put that, because that story was...
Tears were coming down
I could not
face.
finish reading it. I'm so sorry. And
well, you did the sniper, then that one back to back.
Hey, I didn't make up the name. That's just what they call them. I got a friend that actually lives in the region, and it's they're doing the police state tactics. They're cordoning off the woods and telling people they can't go out there and stuff, and all this manpower and everything for this guy and stuff. And like I said, when was the last time they did that for a citizens killer?
Hey man, I don't know.
They did that here. They actually a year ago, there was supposed some guy in a station wagon in front of one of the elementary schools in Keene. They sent, like, it looks like they had the National Guard here, and they blocked off like the whole area behind Target box store, and he wasn't even there. He was like halfway to like almost Vermont border by them, but they had all their resources here, searching the swamp, going through the water, all because some weird looking guy was in a station wagon. Come to find out, ended up being like a 78-year-old guy, all dementia, thought he was going to the hospital.
Oh man.
But yeah, they were suited up with Kevlar, blocking the streets off. They canceled school for the day. All the other schools shut down. They sent all the kids home because some 72-year-old didn't know where the heck he was going.
Stop everything.
Crazy, man.
Old person doesn't know what's up.
Yeah. Oh, you remember the story about the guy with the umbrella in Keene 2 years ago?
Oh, yeah.
They thought it was a gun.
And they were like freaking out.
Yeah, they thought he had a sword.
Which
I thought that ended up being a training video or something, didn't it?
I don't know, but it was allowed. Swords are allowed here. You can have any kind of blade size you want, as many as you want.
Unless you're a felon.
Whatever.
No, really,
you can't even have a tripod in your hand if you're a felon.
There's no rules for blades.
Yeah, especially a camera tripod. You can't have a tripod.
Oh yeah, forget about it.
Uh-oh.
No, you know about that, right, Dio? That's why Rich Paul was in jail?
No.
For holding a camera monopod.
No, I thought he was in jail for that.
That was the probation violation. Was he used a camera tripod for a weapon, even though he was actually trying to stop a fight. Yeah, he just had it in his left hand and trying to stop his fight with his right hand, but still got charged for a violation of probation. But he's out of jail, not on probation.
Yeah,
no
his
curfew.
probation's over.
Yeah,
It ended
done.
up even better.
And for the original charges, probation's over too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was the deal. It was like, hey, I'll go to jail. Just terminate my probation.
Yeah, the lawyer actually fought really hard to do that, and they ended up granting it.
Probation officer was pretty cool about it too. Jason Smith, I think, is his name.
Well, he's the one that charged him with the bipod.
Yes, but he said that he wouldn't have brought charges against Rich for pissing dirty every week. He came down. Rich continued to come down and pee in a cup.
Yeah,
but he also continued to smoke cannabis and was not going to stop. And
oh man,
yeah. So the probation officer said he would not have brought charges against Rich if that were the only thing against him. But holding the monopod in Keene Central Square to stop violence from happening, that was somehow crossing a line.
Yeah.
All right, we're coming back.
Crazy.
.com. If you enjoy LRN.FM, please contribute to your favorite shows via their websites and become an amplifier at amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
CopBlock Radio. Just minutes remain. Still time for your calls if you make them quickly. The number is 413-418-COPS. Or send a Skype contact request to CopBlock Radio. In this last segment, I want to bring it home, bring it local. Let's talk about Keene, Robin Hood of Keene. First, I was at a Supreme Courthouse today.
The appeal.
That's right. I went to the Supreme Court here in New Hampshire over oral arguments that were heard by the 5-person Supreme Court, and it was about 40 minutes long, 20 minutes each for each lawyer. And the judges were all right. They asked a lot of hard-hitting questions of both attorneys. There were 5 of them. And, we'll see what happens. They have 6 months to make their decision. For those of you who are not familiar with the Robin Hood case, just to catch you up briefly, 6 residents of Keene were charged not with crimes, but were held in civil court. Were named as
with an injunction with a 2-part lawsuit against them collectively.
Yes,
with 3. They belong to a bunch of groups, but they collectivized and added them to one group. And the city of Keene wants them to create a 50-foot buffer zone, stating and want damages for harassing police, and they want an injunction against the 6 for interfering with government administration.
Yeah.
How long before the citizens of New Hampshire decided that you wasted enough money on this crap? That's what
I don't know. It was pretty funny to watch today, to see the 5 Supreme Court justices and all of these paintings in this regal, majestic environment. And here they are talking about people feeding parking meters and whether or not they have the right to do it. It was pretty Kafka-esque. And it was amazing to watch. Although we filled the seats, that was at least exciting to see that there was a lot of support for this Supreme Court hearing. People came out all the way from Keene.
The president of the Free State Project was there, and they actually mentioned her in a case at the hearing, which was pretty cool, even though she was present. That was pretty neat.
Yeah, that was fascinating to see. Carla Garrick was mentioned. The case Garrick versus Weir Police Department has now set precedent here in New Hampshire. Proving that a person has the right to record public officials during the course of their official duty. I believe that case only applies to police officers. I'm not sure how broad its scope
was. Glick mentioned at all?
Yes, Glick was also brought up in the same breath as the Garrick case, which was pretty cool. We've got a caller from unknown. Oh, we're gonna let that one go. If you want to provide your number, we'll be happy to put you on the air. We just got to let you know.
Unblock your phone.
Just got to hear what area code you're coming from. All right, so that was the Robin Hood case.
And then Robin Hood, speaking of Robin Hood.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Speaking of Robin Hood, last year during Pumpkin Festival, which is coming up this weekend, one of the biggest pumpkin festivals in New England, this side of the United States, actually. They had 3 teams of snipers, federal agencies on top of the rooftops, overseeing the people at Pumpkin Fest. If people don't know, this was actually mentioned on a HBO cable show, comedy political show, and the Robin Hood has actually caught this, and they're going to be helping us this year with Pumpkin Fest CopBlock like they did last year.
Yeah, we talked about it on this show as well when it happened.
Yeah, they're going to be helping us out Saturday night, and we're going to be going to 2 a.m. like we did last year. They have police from all over this part of the state, the county, helping out. They had last year they had 125 officers and 12 bike cops. Usually they only have 1 bike cop. And they usually target the college neighborhoods all over until 2 a.m. They have cops parked and sitting at each block corner, just like last year, all different agencies, all different towns. So we need as many people as we can to follow all these people because we can't do it on our own.
We have a caller from an unknown area code. Caller, you are on CopBlock Radio. Go ahead.
It's the devil's advocate. And I hope this sinks in one of these days that, may I quickly mention, though, by the way, you guys seem to like to get in other people's faces, but when somebody does that on the radio to you, you take great exception to it. And that's the measure of the man.
Get in my face.
I would love to.
I don't know what you mean by get in people's faces. I don't believe I've ever done that. I
won't-
respect
we won't-
personal space.
Oh, no. Okay. It's a matter of opinion then. That some of the people that have seen your videos are not impressed by the manners which you treat people.
Are you
Yet you go by this
are you collectivizing? Because I'm not part of Free Keen.
collectivizing? Are you collectivizing or stereotyping when you have a show called CopBlock, sir? I would suggest to you that you.
You're paid by the. Cops are paid by the taxpayer. I'm not paid by the taxpayer.
Speak here? May I speak here?
I'm just answering your question. You asked a question. I'm answering it.
Are you collectivizing? Yes. The answer is yes. You are collectivizing.
Yeah, you are a
And
public
it's in
official.
It's
Are
in
you a
your
cop?
show's name.
Are you a police
It's in
officer?
your show's name.
Are you a police officer?
No, but I do have family members that are.
Okay, they're
that are
paid for by the taxpayer, and the Supreme Court says we can
Okay,
film
may I
you.
speak here? I heard that already.
You asked
I
a
heard that already.
question. You asked me a question, so I answered you.
No, you asked me a question. You asked me a question. I instantly answered.
All right,
both
all
of
right.
your
Enough
questions.
shouting.
Derek,
Let's
may
take
I
turns.
get?
Go ahead.
May I ask some help with you in cop-blocking?
Go ahead.
Because my infamous neighbor, Sheriff Joe Arpaio, as I like to call him, you happen to have a friend that lives with you that said he was a swinger. Now, I swear on my honor that if he were to ever give me any, actually back up that accusation he made on Free Talk Live, see, the smear, actually. I despise my neighbor, by the way. He knows how I think of him. And I've done it on public radio. I told him, Dad, don't ever sit next to me in that, ever. Because I'm not equal opportunity offender. And I'm a women. And I think what you guys do is
I don't know what that was.
He mentioned Dio. He said Dio that last segment.
I don't know. Well, we seem to have lost him. I think he went to another planet. Anyway, let's continue with the stories about what's happening here in
I think
Keene.
his mic was turned up.
Ian Freeman.
He's a cop.
Will be facing sentencing tomorrow here in Keene District Court. The infamous Judge Burke will be deciding should he be in a cage. He could be fined $2,000 and put in the state prison for 2 years. That's the maximum penalty for the crimes of unsworn falsifications and prohibitions. Essentially a paperwork snafu. He filled out a form for a driver's license, but used his birth name, not his legal name.
Because that's the only paperwork he had on him.
The judge actually asked of the prosecution, so if he had filled out the paper exactly the same way 2 days prior, it would be legal? The answer, yes. So why does he belong in a cage After just 2 years, we're not going to be accepting any more calls tonight. Thank you for dialing in. DEO, your thoughts on Ian Freeman's sentencing?
I just, it's you guys. So anytime something happens with one of you guys, they come down on you, whether it's a dumb thing or not. It's ridiculous. It's almost like selective enforcement, just on like Free State Project and Free Keene and you guys.
Don't you think, Judge Burke?
You guys.
Don't you think he has an opportunity to go light here and to say that, hey, I get it. This is a waste of taxpayer money and time. We shouldn't be focusing on this here. Just time served. Go away.
That's how I see it. I see it as just a complete waste. Just like the Robin Hood trials, it's a complete waste. They've already been found not guilty, so give it up.
I have an ongoing federal case against Keene District Court, Burke being named as one of the defendants, and this has already been posted by Free Keene a while ago. During that, I got arrested, and I asked for Judge Burke to be recused because he's a defendant in a federal case that I'm plaintiff of. He still heard the case. He denied the recusal.
Yeah, he denied my recusal too.
It's unbelievable. This guy has so much bias.
I mean,
I wasn't even during my trial. I wasn't even allowed to talk. Every time I had a question for a cop, he shut me right down. I couldn't even ask a question.
It's almost like you guys got to go and get like a change of venue on almost everything that ever happens to you guys, because
or $1 million lawyer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see how you can ever get a fair trial, because everybody's always got these preconceived notions about everybody.
Yeah.
We'll have to fill out the rest of the story next week. We'll have the story on what happens with sentencing for Ian Freeman.
And for that, gentlemen, we have more likes than P1.
Yep.
So our pile is a criminal.
This has been CopBlock Radio. Catch us online 7 days a week at copblock.org.
Peace.
Until next Wednesday, remember, badges don't grant extra rights.
Nope.
Hi, I'm Derek J. To me, an activist's calling is to actively work to advance